Ryan, any update in your proposed life, fiance life that you want to share with us?
So update just to get to the spoiler. Uh, Last week I said that by the end of Friday, most likely I would be a married man. I am not a married man. Tiff and her sister went out to dinner on Wednesday night to go enjoy a nice evening with one of Tiff's friends. Come home, and Tiff and her sister start telling me about their conversation. They were talking with Tiff's friend about dating and what the dating pool is like, and how terrible it is, and how dating apps suck, and how the profile of different men is just terrible. They're being super, super critical about all these different profiles. I'm listening to this thinking, like, Tiff, based on what you guys are talking about right now, I don't know if Tiff or myself, with our profiles, how they were, would pass the test of how you guys are so critical now. So I'm interested, Tiff. Why don't you download Bumble and show me your profile, and then I'll show you mine, and
You are
we'll critique.
so not smart. That was probably all you needed to tell me.
Tiff even said, "Are you sure?"
And your brain was just like, "Dur, dur, dur, of course I'm sure."
I am just full steam ahead, like, let's do this.
Yeah, you got nothing to lose.
Or everything.
So she downloads the app. She pulls up her profile. First picture is a picture of her. Her hair is down and she's wearing this shirt. And you can tell, ooh, she's thirsty. You know, this is a very thirsty pic. She was really looking for somebody. And, you know, her profile overall wasn't really that bad. After that thirsty pic, it's funny, but yeah, her profile wasn't too bad. So, okay, cool. All right, Ryan.
She looked
Your turn.
beautiful, Ryan, is what you're supposed to say.
Oh, she's always beautiful. She's gorgeous.
There you go.
Come on. Now is my turn. Load it up, open it, and I'm looking. The first picture I see is a picture of me from Kilimanjaro. And that's a fucking issue. Because when I went to Kilimanjaro, I was already dating Tiff.
Uh-oh.
Yes. And so I said out loud, like, huh, that's weird. The first picture's from Kilimanjaro. Oh, so is the second. And, like, all of them are from Kilimanjaro.
Trying to get girls with one event?
Apparently, yeah,
He was having a good day.
I mean, you climbed, like, the highest mountain in Africa. Might as well share it.
I was at my peak. Anyways,
And we're about to come down.
Tiff recognizes immediately that's not right. Oh, interesting, Ryan. Let's see your chat history. We open up the chat history, and there's a few messages there. And based on the timing of the chat histories I had, could tell us that I was still on the app up to a year after we had started dating.
A year?
1 full year. And I was still
Dating means what to you?
dating that
Wow, rude. That's probably what Tiffany asked him too.
Bro, it's kind of just looking out for my guy.
what it was supposed to mean is that I was only dating her, and
Oh, okay. Exclusive. Okay.
yes. So we open up these messages, and one of the message threads, literally all apparently I was talking about was how to format a Word document, talking about margin sizes and then your text font.
Common Ryan Riz.
That was the conversation. And then the other text thread, or the other conversation, was mentioned something about, like, hey, I'm only here for the evening, but I'm looking for a place to watch random people sing karaoke and grab myself a beer. Where can I go? And that was the end of that conversation. The third one I can't
Because
really
she
recall.
didn't respond?
There was some back and forth, but that was the end of, like, that was the last part, was me looking for a bar to watch people sing karaoke and get a drink.
Semantics.
So through the chat themselves, it really didn't say much besides, okay, I was talking, but it didn't really seem that I'm really, like, gunning for these people. I wasn't like, hey, take off your pants and show me some pictures and, like, let's get together.
Whoa.
It still caused an issue. I mean, let's be real. I was on the app, I'm swiping. Like, that's a no bueno. That was a bad move. So obviously she was very disappointed. And Wednesday evening and throughout Thursday, you know, she had to kind of, like, recollect herself and think about what she just learned. We talked Thursday evening about it, and I, just had to admit my faults here. I was looking for validation still. I wasn't both feet in for that relationship when we started, and I wasn't sure. Oh, part of me thought that, yeah, this really could be my last relationship. And I want to know, like, am I still a good match to other people? Will other people still like me? Can I prove that I am a good mate to others, or at least in some form through getting validated on a fucking swipe and getting a ping and a message? And it's kind of shitty to look back at it now. Like, it's definitely shitty. It was a shitty move. But thankfully, at a certain point, like after a year, it dropped off and stopped. But it was enough to really kind of take her aback, and I don't blame her. She was disappointed, and although we scheduled to go to the courthouse on Friday, that was no longer. That ruined it.
Okay.
So, yeah, I know. I felt really bad about that. So she had a super high on being proposed to from Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday, then a super low Wednesday night and Thursday. And we kind of started to bring it back up again Thursday night to Friday. And although, we haven't rescheduled to go to the courthouse, we are planning on when we will get married. And at this point, we do know in about 6 weeks, we will be in Hawaii having a very small ceremony. Now, whether or not we do the whole marriage and stuff beforehand, I think that's very likely. We don't know which day yet. So that way, Hawaii will just be ceremonial. So we still will get married. She forgave me, thankfully.
Bad, Ryan.
How could you be so heartless?
So doghouse, you were in the doghouse for about a day.
I was in the doghouse, deservedly so, for about 24 hours until we, talked it out. And thankfully, I think that's one really strong thing about our relationship is an ability to communicate with each other. She held on to it for a little bit, but that was really for her to collect her thoughts and for her to kind of calm down from the initial reaction so that she can come forth and, tell me how she was feeling. And I'm very happy about that. Very happy that we're able to go back and forth like that, which is why, I'm going to be marrying this woman.
Oh, you're getting married?
What a story, dude.
Yeah, last week was definitely a roller coaster. I don't advise people to continue swiping after you found a woman and you started dating because it might be the one you marry and you don't want to go through that.
At least delete your profile. Then you just be
Yes.
like, oh, I deleted it. I don't know what you want me to do. I deleted it.
Just don't do it. Yeah, do that. Just don't. Yeah, delete it and move on.
Yeah, bye-bye.
I mean, clearly you didn't have a guilty conscience enough that was eating at you that you didn't look at the apps. You didn't even think about it when you're like, yeah, look at my app, whatever. I have nothing to hide. And you're like, oh shit. I'm like,
100%.
Here's a little dirt under the rug I forgot to vacuum.
That's exactly how I felt. I didn't think anything like that would have been there. If I did know that one would make me an even shittier person to have something super memorable like that, but I can guarantee, like, if I was a much shittier person and I was using that app and going out and meeting people and doing things, with other people, I probably wouldn't have never proposed such an idea for us to do that and to look at our old profiles.
Yeah, you would have just let them talk about it and then just kept doing what you were doing, dude.
Like, very cool. Nice conversation.
What do you guys want to eat? What do you guys want to eat?
You hungry?
I gotta go to bed. I am pooped.
But I will say it was wild, to be asked like, why? And then to think back 6-7 years ago, what was I thinking at that time? And I can only kind of come up with what I'm pretty sure was the answer, because I know for a fact that when I did date her, that the thoughts of this might be the last person I date, that was a very, I would say, vivid memory to me that I had those.
It wasn't that. It wasn't what's it called? Oh, I don't know if I'm super serious about this yet.
I would say I wasn't super serious because obviously I was still kind of putting energy into just swiping, but
I kind of feel like just based off your personality, like I don't know if maybe you weren't even swiping, maybe these were people you had just matched with from before, and it's like I don't know, you know what I mean? Like and like it was just old matches, like you would have swiped prior to
The photos.
being in the photos, but if people update their photos, I don't know.
don't try and save me here. I did not a great thing. I was definitely
Okay, well, I
swiping.
mean, if you remember swiping, then that's a different story.
I was swiping. I'm not
I
going to.
was swiping.
I'm not going to beat around the
Weirdo
bush
swiping.
and pretend I wasn't. That was unfortunately an act I was doing.
How do you feel that you'll combat fighting those validation urges going forward?
I don't feel like I battle that today, though. That's the thing.
Okay.
That validation urge was something that was
And you
a
think
lot
it's
more.
gone?
Yes, that was something that was a lot
Okay.
more apparent in that first year, almost 2 years. Even after I stopped using the app, there's still that feeling of, am I a good catch? But it was really much
It's all
stronger that
confidence,
first year.
baby.
So those feelings dissipated, and it's not something I think about. Now I think about, how do I have fun with her, and like, what do we want to do next? Like, what's our next adventure?
That's something I worry about. I ask because it's something I worry about going forward in my thoughts in my future relationships is those urges. I've fought them up to this point, but they've never gone away.
Let's ask Bobby. Like, Bobby, do you have these thoughts of, being validated?
Nah, I think I don't know if it's just a fake sense of ego and confidence I have, but I'm just like I don't need it. I don't need it because I know what I got. You know what I mean? I don't even mean to overinflate like I'm some like super amazing top tier person or anything, but it's just like I know I'm a good person. I know worst comes to worst, if something bad happened to me in like my relationship, I would be okay. I could find something else. I think I could move on. I don't know. It's almost like I'm comfortable enough with myself.
Secure.
I don't really need somebody else to be like, oh, you're so cool or you're so hot or anything like that. I'm just like, whatever. Like,
I think that also comes with finding the right person who does make you feel secure. Like you said, Matt, secure, feeling secure. When I'm with Tiff, I'm secure. And I think, and I hope she feels the same way. You don't want to be with someone who makes you feel insecure. And I think if you're feeling insecure, that's when you might be reaching out for validation. And during the first year of that relationship, I obviously was insecure for whatever reason. I was insecure. And then as we continued to be with each other and be more comfortable and enjoy that relationship, that security issue, that insecurity went away along with me using that app. Thank God.
plus, if you get in that relationship, I think you'll know if they're worth it. I think you're smart enough to be like, yeah, I'm good with not, like, all these other people are kind of dumb, because I think you'll probably need somebody who's smart, right? I think all of us.
Not always.
Not for everybody, but for you, yeah, I think she'd have to have a little bit of a brain.
Yeah, a brain.
Or he,
helps.
or he, Matt, or he.
I'm still on the she train. But yeah, intelligence actually is high on my importance level. And I think I mentioned before, but having friends is a lot higher than it used to be than I thought.
Like they have to have their own friend group.
Yes.
Do you care if it's big or just have to have good friends? If she
Um,
had two good friends.
I actually do care a little bit about quantity.
Oh,
I
okay.
would like, because
Interesting.
I think I kind of how we talked about Metcalf's law, or I talked about it before, like your network. If if a lot of people agree that you're a good person, I can't counter that. You know what I mean? But if not a lot of people can vouch for you,
Like Trump, a lot of people say he's a good person.
yeah, but I know if you know Trump, and I know if you just are just talking about Trump. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you know somebody and
I'm talking
you'll know if they're
friends.
good people.
I'm talking friends. Like this person will be like, "Hey, I want you to meet my friend Tiffany, whatever." And it's just like, and what I'll ask Tiffany a little bit about X person and find out something. But I don't want just one person, because I'll be like, "Why do you only have one friend?" You know what I mean? Why don't you have 3 friends?
They work a really busy life.
Maybe then they're too busy to be in a relationship.
Well, maybe.
So
Matt says if you don't have a lot of friends, we cannot be in a relationship.
I
That's
do
a
want a lot of
requirement.
people to vouch for you. I want there to be a
Ooh.
lot of people to vouch for you.
I don't know. That's really interesting. I feel like if I can vouch for you, that's enough for me.
If I like, what do you mean? If you vouch for me?
No, I'm talking about if I could vouch for the other person that I'm trying to be in a relationship with, that's good enough for me. I don't need like other
No.
people to be like, yeah,
People
she's
lie.
a good person.
People lie. I would like a girl that I was dating to meet all my friends, just so that you guys would ideally vouch for me to this person. You know what I mean? I feel like that's how it works in my favor. So I kind of want to see it the other way.
if you brought a girl and she had no friends, I wouldn't be like, oh, that's weird. If she was a good girl, I'd be like,
It is very possible. It is. You're 100% right. I want to vouch for that too. There are very good people out there who do not have a quantity amount of friends, and I'm not saying you're a bad person or undateable, but personally, it is something that I'm looking for. Is I want there to be a quantity amount of people to be able to vouch who you are.
And I think something that's not being said, if the person you're dating doesn't have a decent amount of friends or some solid friends, I think that puts a lot more burden on the significant other at that point to kind of fill in those roles, which might put an additional strain and stress on the relationship where those roles would be filled by someone else. Therefore, giving some space to the two people, because space is necessary, I think, for
sure. I mean, I agree with you
healthy relationships.
100%. I agree with you 100%, but I don't think you need 40 friends to do that. I think you could have 2 and that would be fine. I think you could have 1 and that would be fine.
I think 39 was the right number, but whatever.
No, I agree. You're right. There are people, and I know not everyone is like us coming from LA where we're surrounded by a bunch of people. So naturally, we just know a bunch of people. And if you're just a likable person, you're going to have a large network. And I know there's people from smaller places that have smaller networks, but they're still good people and people can vouch for you. And I totally get that.
So
But
ladies, if you've got 20 friends or more, I know guys.
That's requirement number 1. Have friends.
I think it's...
Well, they also have to think you're cool.
Ryan mentioned, it was a good point, is like your friend network helps your relationship by taking some of the weight off of it that you can't fill in the relationship, because you can't be the therapist and the sturdy rock and the North Star and everything at all times.
I think you're gonna have to be that at all times if it's a serious relationship, for sure.
It's harder, but someone else can, friends.
But if they're worth it, you would do it.
Of course. If they were worth it, of course you would.
So you don't need them to have 20 friends. If they're having a hard time and you're like, yo, go talk to your friends about it. That's not good for you. That's not good by you.
Yeah, that's true. But you don't. But
or if they don't want to talk to you about it because they'd rather talk with their friends. If it's a serious matter, I don't know. That's not good. You should be able to talk to you about it.
Yeah, they should. But then there's also times and people do know that they can't talk to their significant other. They need to talk to someone else. It's not like Tiffany. If we're using Ryan's situation, she didn't just go to Ryan. She went to other people and used her own friend group, right? As, I don't know, I'm not going to call it validation, but like as a support system is probably the word.
Sure. She wanted to vent. But
and I think that's valuable as if
she
someone doesn't have that, that's invaluable.
Right, of course. I'm not saying they have 0 friends, but you're saying the quantity matters. You're saying if Tiffany had only 2 friends, hers is not, her venting is not as valid as other people who have 10 friends that they could tell.
I'm not saying not as valid as I'm saying the other ones are just more
because
valid.
I don't have 8 more people that could vouch for me that I could vent. Like that makes me a bad person.
I'm not saying that. I did not say.
Or
that
less
I did not say.
It makes me less of a match for you because I don't have 8 more friends.
I'm just saying your personality is more valid. I'm saying your personality is more validated if more people can vouch. It could be good.
You just said it, but your personality is more validated if you have more people that can vouch. I don't believe in that statement.
I kind of do.
Because that's just like Trump. More people can vouch, right? Just like Biden, more people can vouch.
Friends. I'm not talking about celebrities that we just see on the computer or whatever. I'm talking like legit friends that someone hangs out with and be like, hey, I grew up with this person. This person is always loyal. Or sometimes this person is a racist. Or so on. And if multiple people tell me that, I put more validation into that trait and into that thing. Because multiple people are telling me. Right? I ask people about other people to find out if someone's talking to me the same way they're talking to other people. Because what if someone treats me different than they treat you, and someone asks me about them and we tell them 2 different things? Then they're not consistent. I want people to
I think you just do that naturally. I don't think you're telling me you go up to somebody else and you're like, hey, so what do you think of Ryan? Like
no, some people will tell a story about someone and then you can tell if it's in a positive light.
Exactly. So you're not asking, you're just interpreting it yourself internally. You're not like having an open conversation with them like, let's talk this out here. That's not that's not asking for validation, right? You're telling me you want people to be like, Ryan's a good guy. You want people to go up to you, Ryan's a good guy, right? But
not just that.
But it's like that, we're just umbrellaing it here. But like in reality, or how I'm thinking about it is you're kind of like, I need someone to tell me Ryan's a good guy, as opposed to you just seeing that Ryan's a good guy.
It's not one or the other. They're supplemental, right? But I do put a lot of value in multiple people telling me that Ryan is a good guy. Of course, I have to see it for myself as well. I'm not just taking it for everyone's word. I would take it for everyone's word if it was negative before I knew someone. For example, if her quote unquote friends weren't giving me good feedback, I'm not even going to give this girl a chance, to be honest. And that, because I use that like as truth as well, as like a buffer. If her friends aren't
if it's
talking
people you
nice
trust,
about
of
her, I'm
course.
not. Yeah. Even if I don't trust, if someone's like, hey,
Ooh.
meet my friends, and my friends and her friends don't say anything good about her, that's a turnoff for me.
If people you don't trust, how would you know? You don't know any of them.
But she calls them her friends, and they're talking negative about her.
What if they're the mean ones? You should be able to pick up on that, right?
Then she picks bad friends and she makes bad decisions. So I still don't like her. It's a turnoff.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying, like, I feel like that's a really weird niche scenario, but like, there'd probably be more to it.
In the general sense, it's not just they have to say the things that they like. I'm also like reading between the lines of how the people around her that she calls close act around her. You know what I mean? Like, how do they interact with her? Are they just shit talking each other all the time? Are they like, have they been through some deep shit? Does she know about people's families? Like, or is this like a fake friend that she met last week, because she needed to prove that she had friends? I think I'm just fortunate enough to have a lot of friends, and I just look for it. And maybe that's just what I want.
Once again, girls, if you got more than 20 friends, 30 friends now, apparently.
You gotta have a lot of friends.
The number is 7. You gotta have 7 people, 7 references.
7 if you don't have 7 close friends, because Matt doesn't want to listen to your shit. Matt doesn't want to be your therapist, doesn't want to be your rock.
Nope.
He just wants to bang and then you can get out. If you want to bring him stuff, that's cool too.
Yep. Do not bother me. Bother one of your 7 friends.
What if it's 6? You're out of here.
6? You're not legit. You're a bot.
Oh man, I don't think I have 6 friends that I tell close things to.
I'm not saying tell close things to. It's just you have at least 6 people that would say good things about you, hands down. Super fucking easy. Like,
excluding family.
Including family.
Oh, including family?
I think everyone's family
people
likes them.
But I think most people in the world who are good people then are gonna have
that counts.
7 then. So it's
what if your family
mom,
doesn't
dad,
say
a sister,
good things?
and 2 friends, and you're good. Like
that counts. I'm telling you that is in play.
I think family's a little biased.
I actually take it for. I actually put more weight onto. I think if you have a good family that gets along really well, and I see that, and everyone likes each other, I give you bonus points. Not just the friends. It's just like, I count that, because there are also families. I've met people whose families are, what's the word? Incompatible, or
dysfunctional.
Whatever the word. Dysfunctional is the word, and it's either they're talking shit about their parents or their parents aren't saying nice things about their kids, and that goes into my head, and I take that into consideration about validation.
So you wouldn't date a good girl with a dysfunctional family?
I need someone else to validate her. I need someone else. No, it can't. No, it's not.
You don't trust yourself.
No.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I'll be honest
to me.
about it. I'll be straight up ass honest about it. I need other people to validate for me. I want my friends to look at her. I need my family to look at this person and be like, she's right for you.
Well, I'm saying this is a girl we don't know.
Bad decisions.
This is a girl we don't know, I'm assuming.
Exactly.
So I could
either.
If I said like my validation is you're talking about people who are her friends, right? Like if this is a girl you're bringing, let's just say that you met somewhere out in the wild, right? And all she shows me is good things. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I think she's a good person, but that's not the same as having a close friend that's saying like she's a good person.
Right.
Because anyone can fake impressions, right?
Yes, totally.
So if you think she's a good person, everything I see about her is she's a good person, but her family's kind of fucked up, I'm gonna say she's a good person. Like I'm not gonna be like, nah, I don't think she's a good person because her dad's crazy and her mom's a drunk, or like whatever the problems are, right?
Yeah, but if she's the problem, then it's
But
different.
you would be able to realize she's probably not the
Then
problem
ideally, yes, unless she hit it very well. Yes.
if you trusted yourself enough, like, and you said you've been to her house and you go, oh yeah, she's not the problem. You know, obviously her family's dysfunctional. It's not her.
Right.
That was your opinion. Like that's the
Yeah.
opinion you gathered, and you bring her to friend gatherings and stuff. And I thought from everything, from all the gatherings, I go, this is a cool girl. She gets along with the friends. She's really nice. You know, I would have no reason to be like, bro, I don't know. She like, I don't know, dude. Like for me,
That,
you know what I mean?
But that is you validating her.
Right, but what you're telling me is she has to have friends. Like these, I wouldn't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
this girl. I would not call her my friend. Like meeting her
Yeah,
one
yeah.
time, right? But if you ask me, like, so what do you think? I'd be like, oh, she's a nice girl. Like she's
Yeah.
cool. You
That
know what I mean?
matters. Both matter.
Sure. But like that's like the weight I think is a little different, right? And then like if she has a dysfunctional family, and even if you told me, I'd be like, well, that sucks. Well, at least I'd be like, you're taking her away from it. You guys are starting good stuff now. Like,
Totally. I'm just saying that I would go in not in with 2 feet as much if there weren't a group of people that saying even though she has a dysfunctional family and she's not the problem, I need like 3 people to be like she's a great person and don't look at her with her family because I've seen her do XYZ for the I would need that. I would need someone to hype the other person.
but some
I can't
but
just-
but not people like, I don't think it would be like have to be people like us. It probably
No.
you would want people in her circle.
My questions to you guys would be like, is she good for me? Not is she a good person?
Sure, and you know, based on these fake scenarios we're coming up with, it would all be good stuff, right? Even if she had a crazy family or whatever.
I would be under the I don't know yet, and I'm getting other people's validation to supplement my own observations of this person.
Well, this is good. Now that I know I have a lot of power. Okay.
Yeah, you do. You guys really do have a lot of power. I do not want to be with someone that I feel would not get along with my social network, and you guys are definitely a significant part of it. I think about that. I'd be like,
Yeah, get along, sure. Of course you want that. Of course you want that. And I do think if that if you were dating somebody and Ryan thought it was bad, or like she was mean to your friends, even if it wasn't us, like if she was mean to any of your people in the group, right? I think we would bring it up to you, be like, this is kind of weird. I don't think any of your friends would be like try to hide it for your sake. You know what I mean? Because like, if you were like, oh,
Matt?
I love her.
She's not a nice person.
Yeah, like if she was mean to Nate, dude, just like just to be mean to him, I'd be like, you see this, right? Like you see what she's doing. She may not be mean to Ryan and I because she likes us, but like she's mean to Peter, she's mean to Nate, she's mean to Justin, like something like that. I'd be like, you see this, right?
it's not even about the meanness.
No, obviously I'm making stuff up, but like that, I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah,
making
yeah.
up a bad trait. You know what I mean?
Was Matt about to defend his non-existent mean girlfriend?
Yeah, he was about.
This
I
fucking
was.
guy.
You don't trust me now?
Wow. I thought you trusted us.
It's not that she's a meanie head. I just
She's
don't
just got
think
huge bazookas, dude.
this person would have to be like have to make you guys laugh. I couldn't bring someone who wasn't funny. You know what I mean?
Okay, so if she's funny but mean, she's cool.
No, she can't be mean. I like nice. I also overvalue niceness. She's gotta have friends, and I mean, if she's nice, she's gonna have a lot of friends. It just comes with the territory. It feels like, and she's gotta be funny.
Takes a lot to make me laugh. I'm ready for your comedian girlfriend.
Time, yeah. Time is right. Time. Dude, I am turning off my recording.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe. If you didn't enjoy it, make sure to like and subscribe. That helps us help you with more content.